Hi there crafters, it's Louise with you today on behalf of Kitaholic Kits, and I'm sharing a layout featuring the March kit. And I wanted to give myself a little bit of a challenge with this layout to actually create on a pattern paper background. I don't know if you've noticed, but I do tend to favour a white or a light coloured background. So when I saw the papers in this kit, I thought, right, I'm really going to need to challenge myself. So I've started with the background paper, and I've just given it a light colouring of white gesso, just to mute it a fraction. As you can see, it still has that little bit of colour and a little bit of pattern popping through, but it's not really in your face. It allows you to sort of create around it and give this sort of different kind of effect. It's sort of almost opaque instead of, bright and in your face. And it's at this point where I'm sort of picked a photo and decided that I'm going to feature this packet of flowers. I'm not a huge flowery person, but when I picked this photo, I decided that it really lent itself quite well to more floral sort of feel, the boys with their nanny, so I thought I could get away with adding some flowers. Now, looking at the papers, I cut the bottom strip off of one of the pattern papers, and I really liked it. It was black and it was fancy, and there was a matching 12 by 12 paper, so I've used that to create those strips at the bottom and the top of the layout. You can also see I've mounted up on some foam those collection sort of cluster that I've put together, and that's going to just lift it off this mixed media background. Now that I've stuck everything together, I find this is the easiest way to add that mixed media background, because I only have to place mixed media where I'm actually going to see it around that cluster. And I decided to go with pink. Again, it's a challenge to myself because it's not something I use very often. So all I did was water down the distress inks and spread those around the page. They sit quite nicely on that white gesso background that I've already created, so you get a lot of time to move them around and position them and make sure you've got enough colour and move colour if you need to. So the gesso really does help in that sense. Now, while I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, no, I'd still need something to separate the cluster from that background. So I've added the frames, and now I'm going to add just a little bit of background stamping to help bring that layout together. The little doilies are going to just add a tiny little pop. You can see there's plenty more foam in the background. I do all of that off camera because I know you guys don't need to see that. You can do that yourselves. Now, because I have used mixed media in my background, I've got gesso, I've got paint, I've got stamping, and I'm also using foam and lots of elements. I'm actually going to add some tacky glue to my double-sided adhesive. Sorry, I had a mental break then. So I'm adding tacky glue because I just find it sticks to the mixed media that little bit better. Now, the little acrylic flowers as well, I'm going to pop some of those around the page for some dimension, a couple of little stickers, but mostly this layout is all completed. There's nothing too hard from here. Of course, I'm going to add some little journaling and a date just for my own memories, and then this page is done. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. Please, if you haven't already, make sure you've hit the little subscribe button so you see all the Kitaholic Kits videos, and check them out on Facebook and on their website.